Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Diddy maintains that administration should name his supposed casualties in sex dealing case. New York, Diddy has required the public authority to uncover the personalities of his supposed casualties in his sex dealing and racketeering case. In a legitimate documenting on Tuesday, the Terrible Kids supervisor's attorneys requested that Judge Arun Subramanian direct examiners to uncover the names of his informers referenced in the prosecution so he can appropriately set up his guard when the case goes to preliminary. Without lucidity from the public authority, Mr. Brushes has absolutely not a chance of knowing which charges the public authority is depending on for motivations behind the prosecution, his legal counselors contend in the report. Other than Casualty 1, it is basically impossible for Mr. Brushes to figure out who the other unidentified claimed casualties are. They add, he government is constraining him, unreasonably, to play a speculating a game. All signs highlight Casualty 1 being his ex Cassie, who was the primary individual to blame Diddy for sex stealing and rape in a claim last November. Diddy immediately settled the suit for a detailed $30 million yet has demanded he carried out no bad behavior. The tycoon's lawyers additionally guarantee in the recording that the public authority's proof will demonstrate that his affirmed freak-off sex parties were consensual. Mr. Brushes likewise guesses that the revelation will contain voluminous proof of consensual sexual action, making it even more challenging for Mr. Brushes to determine which of his earlier sexual accomplices presently guarantee, years after the fact, that they felt constrained, they compose. They further case that by the public authority disguising the characters of his supposed casualties, they're setting Diddy in an abnormal position, lawfully talking, with regards to tending to the cases set forth in his mounting common claims. Mr. Brushes' refusals, then again, are obliged by Rule 23.1 in light of the fact that he doesn't know which charges are credited by the public authority and subsequently come surprisingly close to the neighborhood rule. Neither the indictment nor the appointed authority have yet answered the interest. Diddy has to deal with penalties of racketeering scheme, sex dealing forcibly, extortion, or compulsion, and transportation to take part in prostitution. He has argued not blameworthy to every one of the 3 counts. A preliminary date has been set for May 5, 2025, yet that could be pushed back as examiners are investigating the chance of documenting an overriding prosecution, which could add charges as well as respondents to the case. The 54-year-old is at present being held at the famous Metropolitan Confinement Community in Brooklyn, having 2 times been denied bail, in spite of the fact that his legal counselors have made a third endeavor for security. Diddy shocks web with Instagram post while in a correctional facility. Diddy's life is disintegrating every step of the way. With a ceaseless progression of claims, charges, and such, there appears to not be an exit plan for him. Right now, the shamed music and business head honcho stays in the grasp of the Metropolitan Confinement Community in Brooklyn, New York. Being one of the cruelest prisons in the U.S. in each aspect is all said. He's not getting a lot of leisure time and is likewise not permitted numerous appearances. This moment, it's seeming to be his preliminary, will start on May 5, 2025, despite the fact that there was a chance to start in April. In this way, he's actually got a surprisingly long time before any genuine advances are taken in his legitimate experience. Meanwhile, there's nothing left but to overcome every day and attempt and discover a satisfaction of some kind or another. Discussing which, it appears Diddy is doing that in some limit. Just minutes prior, he incredibly presented on his Instagram account. The transfer is a bunch of photos of his charming girl love with whom he imparts to Dana Tran. She is his most youthful youngster, and today is her subsequent birthday. The remarks are switched off, and it's his most recent online entertainment post, with the last being 11 weeks old. Amusingly, Diddy's last transfer to the gram was an appreciation composition including adoration also. A portion of these new pictures incorporate the secured businessperson with his unparalleled delight with one of them in the sea and one more of them next to each other. However, the inquiry is, who really posted this? What do you honestly think about Diddy presenting on Instagram on Wish Love a blissful birthday while in a correctional facility? Do you suppose he has telephone access, or do you figure his group did this? We might want to hear what you need to say, so leave your contemplations in the remarks. Furthermore, consistently keep it secured with HNHH for all of the most recent news encompassing Diddy. At long last, remain with us for all the other things happening in the music world. Diddy's photos eliminated from famous Hollywood drive-in as claims keep on pouring in. Diddy's photos at Mel's Drive-In Hollywood, which gladly shows photographs of various VIP guests, have been taken out directly following his new capture. As affirmed by TMZ, the notorious Los Angeles eatery has brought down the two photographs that highlighted the awful kid investor. We see everything happening in the news with Diddy and it's not all right, the administrator told the power source. Specialists captured Diddy in New York City last month, accusing him of claims of sex dealing and racketeering. He's as of now argued not liable to the supposed violations yet stays in the slammer at the Metropolitan Detainment Community in Brooklyn while anticipating preliminary. Moreover, a few claimed casualties have approached with claims against him. Lawyer Tony Busby has professed to be aware north of 120 claimed survivors of Diddy who intend to make a legitimate move. In a proclamation gave to Drifter, one of Diddy's legal counselors, Erica Wolf, recently denied the various charges. As Mr. Brush's lawful group has underlined, he can't address each meritless claim in what has turned into a crazy media carnival, she composed. All things considered, Mr. Brush's vehemently and completely denies as bogus and slanderous any case that he physically mishandled anybody, including minors. He anticipates defending himself and justifying himself in court if and when cases are documented and served, where reality will be laid out in view of proof, not hypothesis. On Monday, one claimed casualty recognized as Jane Doe blamed Diddy for assaulting her at a Manhattan inn in 2004. In her claim, she asserted she was only 19 years of age at the hour of the supposed episode. Look at the by means of connect underneath for pictures of Diddy at Mel's Drive-In Hollywood. Be keeping watch for additional reports on Diddy on Hot New Hip Hop. Diddy has to deal with penalties of racketeering scheme, sex dealing forcibly, extortion, or compulsion, and transportation to take part in prostitution. He has argued not blameworthy to every one of the 3 counts.